from the Rythmia Life Advancement Center in Guanacaste, Costa Rica. I usually say it's such a beautiful day. It rained all night and half of the morning, and we're flooded everywhere, but it's still beautiful. It's rainy season in Costa Rica. What is Rythmia? Rythmia is a life advancement center that uses a program called the Rythmia Way program, and that program consists of farm-to-table organic food, a one-week retreat with metaphysical teachings, workshops, guest speakers, breathwork, meditation, the cleanse, an actual cleanse, medical support, group consultation, individual consultation, 4 nights of ayahuasca to bring about this amazing change. How do I know it's an amazing change? 20,000 people have been through these doors over the past 10 years. 20,000 people. And of them, 97.79% say upon checkout that they received a life-changing miracle during their stay. Better yet, at 6 months, they're given another survey. 90.22% say this was the week that changed their entire life. Because of that, we attract A-listers from all over the world and from all walks of life, whether that's sports, entertainment, business, civil rights leaders, folks that are involved in the food industry, in all different industries, musicians, entertainers, actors, actresses, people from all different things. Come here and have this amazing change. Now, when it happens to you, your whole life is changed. It's a true Y in the road. When 9 out of 10 people say at 6 months, this was the week that changed their life, what they mean is this week changed their life. Now, I said there's all kinds of A-listers from all over the world, and normal people just like you and me come to this place and have this amazing experience. Some of these people have this thing happen to them, and they decide they want to do more for Rythmia and the Rythmia Way program. And so they join our board of directors. Who is on our board of directors? Cesar Millan, the dog whisperer, one of the 100 most recognizable faces in the world. Kelly Slater, the greatest surfer of all time. Martin Luther King's son, Martin, who's a civil rights leader himself. Ron White, the comedian, you probably saw him talk about us for an hour on the Joe Rogan show. Tony Coe, founder of NYX Cosmetics, and on the Forbes 100 list, 100 of the wealthiest self-made women in the world on our board of directors. Jack Canfield from Chicken Soup of the Soul series, one of the greatest selling books of all time, right? Frank Biden, Joe Biden's brother, sits on the board of directors, and 10 others have come, had this experience, and not only sit on the board of directors, come here, help us, send people here, because this is the week that changes your whole life. It does. 20,000 people cannot be wrong. Now, what are some of the characteristics of your life once this happens? And what happens is a soul merger. And during that soul merger, we have a conversation with God. And God talks back to us. And once God talks to us, we realize that this presence has been talking to us since we've been born. We just couldn't hear it. And all of a sudden, we get the ears to hear that conversation, and it changes us in so much as we want to become a beneficial presence on the planet. What does that mean? We want to leave this place better than when we found it. That's what becoming a beneficial presence is. What are the characteristics of it? It's hard. It's the hardest thing you'll ever do, depending on how big your vision is. So if you want to really change the world and really shake things up, it takes the same amount of time. And what I talk about is Joe Rogan talks about it too, is the 10-year overnight success theory. It's a minimum of a 10-year journey. And the people who really knock it out of the park, it usually takes 15, 18, 20 years to really knock it out. But it's a minimum of 10-year journey. Now, the intensity elevates as the height of your vision elevates. So it is the single hardest thing you'll ever do in your life, and the most fun, the most fulfilling, the most satisfying. The only thing that quenches the thirst is in this activity of becoming a beneficial presence, which means helping others. It is this thing. How can you do it? You can do it by being a mom or a dad, a sister or a brother. You can do it by being a community leader, a church leader, a civil rights leader, an activist, a business person, a restaurateur, a guitar player, a musician. You can do it any way that you want, but the bigger you go, the harder it's going to be, and the more juice you're going to get out of it. So it's a hard journey. And what does it look like? Well, you make these agreements with yourself, and motivation is not a part of it. It's agreement and accountability and duty and all of these things that goes into this agreement, which has one part of it that is tithing. And that doesn't mean tithing to a church, although it may, but part of this is tithing. Part of it is self-agreements over what I'm going to feed my body, self-agreements over my daily practice, whether that's breath work, meditation, proactive prayer, spiritual mind treatments, whatever yours is, and then something for the body, some type of movement that's a daily thing, and then a commitment that I will not deviate from this plan regardless of what happens to me on this journey. And in that moment, we leave being on the liability side of the world's balance sheet to being on the asset side. And it's a whole different feeling and a whole different thing. My talk today is about uncertain times and how do we live and how do we prosper in uncertain times. And anybody who reads or watches the TV or the internet or news feeds or whatever can agree on one thing. These are the most uncertain times that we've seen in the past 100 years. I believe that to be true. These are highly uncertain times where everything has been called into question. How do you operate? How do you become a beneficial present during these uncertain times as opposed to certain times? Well, I'm going to tell you, uncertainty is the nature of human life. So there is no certainty. Certainty of safety, certainty of food production, certainty of food or shelter, or there is not certainty. There has constantly been uncertainty. You're seeing more of it because we're being more aware through these things, and although the times are highly uncertain, right? But we're seeing more of it. Now, we've gone through this before. There was World War I. There was World War II. There was 7 recessions in that time period, and a depression, and a Dust Bowl, and all of these things are part of the human experience. So how do you operate? You do the next right thing. And this uncertainty becomes the greatest opportunity, because in times of uncertainty, most people that don't have a lodestar, they don't have this goal that they made with God, they don't have this partnership with the divine, they don't have that. they become more uncertain. That uncertainty causes indecision. That indecision causes nothingness. And in the world of entropy, that not doing nothing, it goes into the minus. I had a sister in Catholic school, a nun, who used to say, Powell, you're either going forward or going back. And she was right. I didn't know it, but doing nothing is going backwards. So in this time of uncertainty, more people are going to be doing nothing, but you're going to stay on the path. And when you stay on that path, that the times to grow your business, your career, your gift, your service is magnified in uncertain times. So the work that's done in uncertain times, as times become more certain and things do evolve, it's the nature of life to evolve. That work that you did during the uncertain times gets paid 10x as things get more certain. So this is your greatest opportunity, the opportunity to look at everybody else who's saying, what the hell's going on? I'm afraid to continue with this business, or I'm afraid to continue with this career right now because things are so uncertain. That person is not you. You're going to do the next right thing, the next planned event, the next movement, the next daily practice, the next everything, and the work that you do that seems fruitless during this time of going through the barren land, through the desert, pays off tenfold, 20-fold, 30-fold when the corner is turned. And that is a truth. How do I know that? Well, I'm a 62-year-old man who's been lucky enough to make to have a capital event for over $90 million twice in my life. Now, those monies, those businesses were started in recessions. So it's okay. Uncertain times has its payoff. But what you can't do is change your mind, listen to your friends, listen to the guy next to you or your well-meaning uncle or who says you can't do it. You just keep doing the next right thing until the world tells you can't, until you get stopped for something out of your control. And then God, the ever-presence, the great spirit, the great energy shows up with something new, better, and different. Only to those who pressed and pressed and pressed and pressed and pressed. The art of this thing is to pray like your actions don't matter, and then work as if prayers didn't work. You have to do everything. This is an all-consuming, all-committed event. And man, it is the only game in town. What do I mean by that? So I'm 62, going to be 63 next year, and I've done a lot of things. I've tried to drink alcohol so much that it fulfilled me. Drugs, sex, money, all of these different things that fell short. The only thing that satisfies and satisfied is this act of doing something bigger than myself for the greater good of humanity and being all consumed and completely committed to it. That is satisfaction. It's a satisfaction that can't be dug, mined, or found in any other way. It has to be found in this commitment to the greater good. And that is the truth. So don't abandon your lodestar. Don't abandon this vision of you helping the world in this unique and particular way that is absolutely uniquely yours. Do not give up. Keep going and the rewards are tenfold or more. And that is the truth. Until next week. Oh, by the way, next week I'm going to be in the United States. I had back surgery, which has worked out tremendously for me, but I have to go for post-op work. So next week, either JJ or Dr. Jeff will be taking this little broadcast. But until next week, by all means, make a decision to come here so that you can have this shift to do this new way of being that will guide you for the rest of your days, the rest of your life. And that's the truth. See you at Rythmia.